dance for joy.
Welcome to Slightly Shambolic SMMT Reviews, the series where we are given a brand new car at the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders test day here at the Millbrook Proving Ground in Bedfordshire. We have just 30 minutes to film a review and it all goes horribly wrong. This is a 2025 Fiat 600 1.2 hybrid with the 134 horsepower engine. But is it any good? Should you care? Let's find out, shall we? So, the Fiat 600, it's nothing to do with the car that was launched in the 50s, by the way, was launched in this country in 2024. It came initially as a electric-only model. Last year there was a 98 brake horsepower version launched, a 1.2 mild hybrid engine, and then this year this 134 brake horsepower model was added to the lineup. It says based on the same platform as the Vauxhall Corsa, Vauxhall Mocha, Peugeot 208, 2008, Jeep Avenger, Alfa Romeo Junior, all sorts of different things. And apparently this car does 0 to 60 in 8.2 seconds. We're going to test this out because we're actually at the high-speed bowl at Millbrook, and we're going to try to go fast. We can do up to 100 miles per hour apparently on this course, and so we shall. We're going to let this gentleman of the Audi go fast. It's up to about 60 miles an hour at the moment. 70, this is motorway cruising speed now. But we want to, I think the minimum speed is indicated by each lane, so we're now doing 78 miles an hour. And we actually go up to the top bit, so we're not going to go more than 100 because we're allowed to. The car feels really quite good actually at this speed. I'm really surprised. We're going to go past this Skoda Favorit, so bowling along now really quite quick at 92 miles an hour. It feels really good. I mean, if we were say the Autobahn in Germany, we could do this sort of speed and we do restricted bits, but most people aren't going to be driving at 96 miles an hour, are they? They're going to be taking it a bit easy, but I'm quite enjoying actually driving it like this. We're still in the eco mode as well. We're not even in the power mode. So if we back off a bit, I'm getting a bit of regen braking. I'm just going to watch this Audi that's ahead of me, and there's a lorry in the inside lane as well. So, yeah, we're actually going to go round again because there's no way we can get off the exit at this stage. So yes, I'm quite impressed really with how this car handles this high-speed test that it's not normally going to be ever doing something like this. It's slightly bumpy on this as well, and the ride is quite composed. I'm just going to start slowing down now. Go ahead of the lorry. Yeah, I know this is just based on a sort of standard platform, and it's not necessarily that exciting or anything like that, but I'm actually, some cars just sort of go to pieces and you put through tests like this, and this one hasn't. So that's quite good. But what we'll do is we'll get off this high-speed bowl and we'll drive on some more realistic conditions now. We'll come to a bit of a normal road speed, say about 40 miles an hour in here. And I'll see you in a little while. Right, viewers, this is actually the only place I'm allowed to walk around the car and film it at this facility, so we're just going to make the most of what we've got and not get run over. So this apparently is a new version of the 600 for 2025. This is the 134 brake horsepower model. It's not actually got a specific trim name, it's just known as the 1.2 hybrid 136, so that's the PS output as opposed to the brake horsepower output that I'm using. I think it looks very nice with its optional metallic colour. This brings the price to about £26,700. It seems like a lot of money, but you've got to remember the Ford Puma that I drove that was comparable to this in terms of specification was £33,000 when I tested it last September. So actually it's not that expensive in the context of a lot of other cars on the market. Obviously it's a similar car to Peugeot 2008, Jeep Avenger, the Alfa Romeo Junior, but I saw when these came out, so I thought they looked quite this is quite a stylish car, so I thought I'd take a look at this one as opposed to any of the other variants of this you can get. So open up the boot, it's about 385 litres. By the way, it says hybrid, but it's just a mild hybrid, it's not a full hybrid or anything like that. So pretty standard for the class. Puma's a bit bigger than this really. I would like a spare wheel in here, but I don't think we're going to get one. I think we're going to just get some nice pieces of paperwork and a tyre inflation kit, but that's just normal, isn't it? Why the boot light's not come on, I don't know, that's strange. Got a couple of bag hooks in here as well. One thing I don't see is a 12-volt socket in the boot, which is a shame. I'd rather like that actually. So just a normal tailgate, which actually I think is fine in the car. I don't think you need a big powered tailgate in a relatively small SUV like this. Wheels look interesting. You can get a La Prima version of this as well, which is a bit more expensive, which is a bit more fancy. This is just a standard hybrid model. One thing I've noticed is the back just feels a little bit small, a little bit cramped in comparison to some other cars in this class. I don't know, something like a Suzuki Vitara, Suzuki S-Cross, maybe a little bit bigger. Headroom though is very, very good. I also like the fact we haven't got a dark coloured headliner in here. We've got a white headliner, which is much, much better in my opinion. I prefer a panoramic sunroof as well. I think you could get that on the old 500X that this car replaces. But yeah, this will do nicely. We don't have a rear armrest though for some reason. Maybe on a La Prima you get that. Do we have any USB ports? No, we don't. We've got just a cover over. It's a bit mean. Also, we don't have any door bends in the back. It's just a standard kind of plastic door card, which, you know, if you're comparing this with, I don't know, MG ZS or something like that, or a Sanyong Tivoli, they're both rivals for this car as well. It'd be similar to that, but it just feels a bit mean to not put any fabric on here at all. There is some in the front, we'll have a look at that in a moment, but yeah, it's okay. It's not the biggest car in the back. The doors open relatively wide if you want to get child seats and things in, which I think you are going to be doing if you have one of these cars, you've got a family. You can see why you'd buy something like this. The look of it, I think, is nice. The interior with this body coloured section on the front of it there is also pretty good. It's just a shame that the door cards aren't as interesting as that. Again, because this is a more sort of, I don't know, standard version as opposed to La Prima, the seats are interesting, but they're not nearly as interesting as one of those. Right, I think we'll get in the front now, and I suppose we'll have to play with that touchscreen. So you can get an electric version of this car as well. You can get a BART version as well if you really want to. But this is the sort of cheaper version. It's a pretty cheap car, but it's just a cheaper version in comparison with some others. I think it looks okay in here actually. It's not as exciting as a La Prima with the you know, leather seats and things like that in it, and different colours, but I still think actually it's got the right balance between being kind of conservative but also stylish. I think that's good, although I just wish these doors were not hard touch plastic all the way through and we had some more fabric like this elsewhere. Actually, those I think are Peugeot switches in here, which shows actually this car is on that standard Stellantis platform that so many other cars share, like the Corsa and the 208 are like that as well. So, yeah, these, I remember these off various Peugeot models as well. One thing I do like about this car, there are two things. One is this amazing thing you can flip up like this cover. I think that's a really, really sensible idea. Just to sort of, actually, there we go. It's a little bit tricky getting it down. Can I do this with, or is this completely impossible without any fingernails? So I've just trimmed my fingernail. There we go. It's a bit annoying putting it back, but it's a really good idea. Can you actually change the cup holder layout as well? I think you can actually change the layout of these cup holders. You can take them out. Yes, you can, and put them down there. Here you go. You can switch positions of them. So if I could actually sort of do this with one hand, it's definitely, but you can make the size cup holders larger or smaller. There's a handbrake. These are actually the the gears here. Someone's actually sensibly put the climate control panel here, and there's a volume knob, because people have realised after the manufacturers took away all these buttons and put them all in here that most people don't like that. They prefer to have separate climate control buttons and also something for the stereo, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm very much approving of that. I'll just pause a second whilst I shut this door. Okay, it's a bit quieter in here now, viewers. There we go, skip that. It takes a long time to boot up, doesn't it? It's a 9-inch display, this, and I think we've got the volume off, which is best. We don't want any copyright infringement. Mirror screen, that'll be probably Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, won't it? And things like that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, of course it is. One thing I'm just trying to work out, where are the USB ports in the front? Where are they? We don't have any in the back. Where are the USB ports? Are they hidden under here or something? Oh yes, there we go. We've got a standard USB port on the left, and we've got a USB-C on the right, and a 12-volt socket in the middle. So they are in there, and we can fold this out by hand. There we go. I'm getting used to it now. We've got some very standard-looking sort of instrument cluster as well. It's got the miles per hour on there. I mean, maybe it's like the old Fiat 600 was in the 50s, isn't it? Not nothing you don't really need. What if you could change the configuration of the cluster? See if we can go up and down in here with these controls, or do we need to do something else? We can change the radio station. Interesting. Push that in. What does that do? Oh, okay. But there must be something other than the radio that this does. Surely there's something else. I mean, yes, it's fine. I know this is the mild hybrid version, and you can't get a manual gearbox of this car, so you don't necessarily need a rev counter or anything. But if that's all it does, it's not the most exciting thing I've ever seen. Interestingly, here we've got buttons for going onto the various controls. So if I want to turn off a lane keeping assist or excessive speed warning, which of course I do. I hate excessive speed warnings. I know it's mandated by legislation, but I find them the most annoying thing in the world. You can just turn it off with a shortcut. You've got other functions here, traction control, speed limit change sound, driver attention alert. I turn it off with that as well, because those are really annoying too. Okay, it's quite a nice system, this actually. It's not too bad. Once you know that the home button's down there, that's fine. So we can sort of play around with that, but we haven't really got time today to do that. And then the climate control. One thing you have to do, it's quite annoying, there's no heated seats button in here. So you've got everything else, which is brilliant, but the heated seats are actually on here. And I can feel my posterior actually very much liking that at the moment, because it's a bit cold today for some reason. I know it's May. Yeah, I quite like that. So not too much actually to fiddle around with, which I'm impressed about. Normally I spend an absolute age fiddling with the touchscreen in cars like this, and this doesn't require me to do that, and I appreciate it very much. So the car's actually on, so I'll just turn it off. We've got the door bin in here as well. Those seem okay. Let's get the secret mission documents out and see if we can get them into the glove box. Which we can't. I know why we can't do this. This is the same car underneath as a Corsa or 208 and everything else. And so they haven't moved the fuse box from left to right hand drive. So no secret mission document entertainment for me today. It can go in the door bin, but that's actually not that big. That's a bit of a shame, really, viewers. At least you've got this compartment here, got this compartment here, and this compartment here, so we're not missing out too much on the storage, so that's probably okay for most people. Right, let's pull that release lever on the left-hand side and open the bonnet and have a look at the engine. Now, I can tell this unit is an old PSA one straight away by this all-filler cap just here. No wrong with that necessarily, it's just interesting how the brands are integrating, and this is on a Slantis platform as opposed to the old 500X, which I did drive actually relatively recently. I drove one of those. That was on a Fiat platform. So yeah, I like these little kind of LED lights at the top here. That's a characteristic of this and also the 500s. This engine is brand new for 2025. In this car, it produces 134 horsepower. You can also get a 98 brake horsepower version of this engine, which was launched, I think, last year. I think it is just a nice looking car, particularly in this colour. Standard version, I appreciate we didn't bring the La Prima, which keeps the priced down a lot of people, so it's relatively competitively priced. And yeah, there's no sort of nasty surprises or anything in here, no sort of massive quirks. Just a nice looking car that I think will appeal to quite a few people. It's a little bit smaller than I thought inside, but you know, most people maybe not be too concerned about that. I don't know. Depends what you prefer. Anyway, let's take this thing out on the road again, shall we? So just coming off now, nice and slowly, there we go, bit of regen braking. So let's just drive this car a bit more sort of typically like somebody who's just riding around a city would. But if I want to go on a city course, but I'm not sure I've got time for that. Yeah, very pleasant. We'll just maybe take it round a roundabout, we'll take it a little bit further round. And yeah, we'll just drive a bit more normally now. So yeah, ride seems good. It's a little bit further than I expected on a car like this. Steering is quite light. Actually, it's quite nice and controlled on the high-speed bowl. But just to be more normal speed, say like 20-30 miles an hour, it's a little bit on the light side. But yeah, it feels pleasant to drive this. Actually, I'm quite impressed with it. If you consider that the Ford Puma is much more expensive than this, actually, in comparably equipped form, we start around the same money, I think. I think this sort of price, which to me would be sort of shocking. I mean, you can get cheaper cars than this. You can get a SsangYong Tivoli, you can get an MG ZS, things like that. But this isn't aimed at the same kind of person as one of these. There's a bit more space in the boot and things like that, but they're not nearly as kind of stylish as one of these. And I think this is actually quite a nice car. I've been quite impressed with it. Even though the ingredients there, to me, don't seem particularly exciting, it actually seems to be better than I imagined it would be. So viewers, should you consider this Fiat 600 mild hybrid version? Well, I don't see why not. I mean, I think actually it's quite competitive in the automotive landscape of 2025. Obviously, I would prefer a manual gearbox in here. That would be my preference. But it's actually acquitted itself quite well during my test today. I don't know an awful lot about these cars really, and it's not been bad. It's been actually surprisingly good. I am actually fairly impressed with this, particularly on the high-speed testing, which is not something I normally do. But anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for some more extremely shambolic reviews.
Every day with blue skies.